Hi there, good evening everybody. I think possibly most people in the room here know me. I've included on here something here which I'm quite proud of here. The Institute made me a fellow last year. There was some criteria that I had to meet to get that, with money. The first qualification I've had in 50 years, so I'm quite proud of that. Thank you very much. So welcome to everybody, and I tried to make this evening a global evening. We invited Ocean over from China. We've got speakers tonight. We've got Pavel, who is of Russian origin. We did have Kirsten coming from Netherlands, and she's missed her flight. Andre promised me he was going to speak, and he's thrown in a rookie. So it's back to the British again to pick up the pieces. So it is, there's a lot of global spirit at the moment, and we've obviously had the Olympics going on, now with the Paralympics, which is going really good as well. Kirsten, as you can see, she was coming tonight, and I saw her a few months ago coming out of the clinic, and she was quite pleased the results were negative and the canister has worked. And she's not here to appreciate that joke tonight. So just once again to welcome Ocean. He's come over, he's been with us now for 3 years, doing a great job for us in China as our sourcing manager, managing our supply chain and reducing the number of trips that we will have to make out there. And it's Ocean's first time in China this week, and he's had a little trip around London, trip around our factories and up in Kent with me. So I think he's very happy so far with his trip, so try not to spoil it for him tonight. And if anyone's sitting next to Ocean, he has a habit of going to sleep, so just give him a little nudge. This was an important client meeting that we were attending. So we've got a few apologies. It's a good picture, yes, yeah. You want to go back? There are a few apologies tonight, and we're very sad to hear that Colin Martin's in hospital. I don't quite know what the situation is, but his wife called me to say that he wasn't able to come this evening. So apologies from Colin. Terry Baby also sent his apology, he couldn't be bothered to come. And then Martin Cotton, he was on his way, but he got sectioned after the last ICT. So thanks to ICT for trusting me in this event. It could be the last one, because there's some more slides to come. So these are our peers. I mean, basically, we're a biker convention. You can see here, Martin's sitting here. He's a biker. We've got our technical guy here, Peter, and now our new chairman of the EIPC, Alun. So you have to be a biker to be a member. And it's so I bought myself a bike. So I'm now a fully fledged member. There's been a mention of the badges. Everybody keeps trying to force these badges on you, the members of the ICT. What they don't do is give you anything to put them on. So Alan lent me his jacket. I'd like to say this isn't mine, and it isn't, but I might inherit it. It's my dad's. So if you want to come and become a member of the ICT and the EIPC, you've got to be prepared to dress stupid as well. I can take it off now. I've been hot, waiting for that bloody extension lead. Thanks, Alan. So I titled my paper tonight, Be British, Think Global. There's a lot of good Britishness going on at the moment. There's absolutely been a really good fill factor in the country. Started with the Jubilee, now with the Olympics and the Paralympics. And I don't know how we're going to sustain this. Already we can feel the market's a little bit soft. People are, the order books in most of the countries that I'm talking to are quite low at the moment, and the feel-good factor is slipping away. So we've got to make a big effort, I think, to keep this feel-good factor going. We know the country is not in good shape, and we need to just keep pressing on and working hard to keep this good feeling. We had it all started with a bank holiday in June. We lost half of our workforce. We decided to shut for the week, and I was speaking to somebody earlier this evening that his order book just fell away in June and hasn't really recovered too much since the Jubilee. For some of you that know me, I'm probably the most unlikely of royalists, but I absolutely love the royal family and love what the Queen counts for and the good that it brings to our country. Some quick facts there about the Queen. The Queen attended her first football match in 1953 with the FA Cup final. Anyone know who was playing? Oh, come on. Who?
Blackpool.
Yeah. And Bolton, yeah. Correct. We've got that list. We should know. We should know. I've just come back from a 3 weeks holiday. I was surrounded by a swimming pool with 50 shades of grey. I'm now surrounded by 90 shades of grey. Everyone should have known the answer. Just some really trivia. I'm going to whiz through because I've been told I've got to get a move on tonight. I've got 78 slides. I haven't really. So the Garden Party and the British public were committed, whatever the weather. The Queen's Jubilee was met with the usual traditional rain, but the people were out in thousands watching it. And if you wanted to sell something, put a flag on it. Every shop had a Union Jack on it. Melton Mowbray pork pies with flags on, nails with flags on, Enterprise was the theme. Even Graphic. Now I tried to get Graphic here tonight, but they were very busy with other matters, as we all now know. Graphic were out in Germany there with their double-decker buses, Union Jacks, and their stand looked absolutely great. Graphic, for me, are probably the best PCB company that we've got in our country. Sorry, Rob, I know you're here, and some guys, other guys from the company, but they are a British company trading globally. Fantastic joint venture in China. I've been to the factory there. It is a superb factory, and now last week we hear of the acquisition of Prinker in Denmark. So I think a good example to all of us about how we can promote our businesses globally and have joint ventures and relationships across the globe. And it's all down to Rex. And those of you who know Rex is very committed to this industry. There's a lot of people in this room that have worked with Rex a lot longer than I have and known Rex a lot longer than I have. He's a tireless guy that works on, and I think that we, us younger ones in the room, have got a hard act to follow. We need people with the grit and commitment that he's given this industry, the tenacity, the enthusiasm, passion, charisma, and people that are willing to take this industry forward. Just like Lord Coe, he's done a fantastic job promoting the Olympics. A 7-year plan that actually came through and absolutely delivered the goods. I'm going to talk about the Olympics a bit more later. People. Pete Starkey, he's a biker. Says he is. My arse. Oh, it's not really a bike, is it? Most ability's done good for you, Pete, isn't it?
We have to take the
So, some other celebrations that we've seen this year, apart from the Olympics and the Jubilee, we've seen the sale of Invitec. Sold to R&D Industries. Fantastic news for the industry. Someone actually wants to buy circuit board companies now, not just give them to Neil Martin, which is fantastic. Tim Tatton appointed MD, another young man at the helm, so I think that's really good news for us. Rob Brown, we've got him here tonight. Where are you, Rob? Photos to follow. Rob Brown's here tonight. Really good to see Stephen Circuits here. Another great company sitting in the league table of PCB companies. Ventec, we've got some guys here from Ventec. Is Mark here? I'm sure he must be. No, can't see him. Stand up. No. Morris is here. Okay, I'll wake him up. Is that? So we've got Ventec. Ventec here. Great acquisition with Option. I think there's going to be some good news coming out of Option soon. And Alun Morgan being elected chairman of the IPC. That is good news for us. And also we had some good news in our company. We won Supplier of the Year at one of our prestigious customers, where we've won gold awards for the last 4 or 5 years. And this year we won Supplier of the Year. Lee attended the celebrations. It's really good news for our company. Alan, where are you? There you are. You're in the barrel now, mate. We all like Alan. He's a biker, photographer, musician, author, stamp collector, rambler, chemist, milk monitor, form captain, prolific public speaker. He's everything we don't want to be, really. For those of you who know Alan, he knows everything about things you don't need to know about. He is a great speaker, without doubt. And I'm not lying, he is a biker. There he is on holiday again. Bandana, leathers in tow. There's Alan with his bikes. I'm going to whiz through these. He is a rock climber. I found some pictures. Flicker's a wonderful thing, Alan. I've been stalking you. There he is, serenading us in Crete a few years ago. Had a little bit more hair then. And these I found on YouTube, but I actually witnessed this. This was terrible. Alan's in a band called the Sticklebacks. I mean, they're a skiffle band at best. And this is Alan with his friends there doing a rendition of the Spam song. And he then goes on to play the jug. So multi-talented. So I'd like to congratulate Alan on his appointment as ERPC chairman. I think he's going to be a great ambassador for the ERPC and work well with all of us. So well done, Alan. I did consider Alan one of my friends until that last few slides, so hopefully we can still make up over a beer or two later. So on with the Olympics. The strapline for the Olympics was to inspire a generation. I absolutely think we've done that. Myself, I visited the Olympics last night with my daughter. It was fantastic. The energy there in the Paralympics was fantastic. The support, the network, the transportation, everything, every box has been ticked right. You were greeted on every corner. Every time you moved, someone welcomed you and greeted you along. And we should have inspired a generation now. The young people coming through, the money that's been thrown at the Olympics, the money that's coming out of the lottery should inspire a generation. We should get sport back into our schools and get people energised. You know, the British, it was a triumphant success, managed by British people, designed by British people, built by British people, and opened and closed by British. We had some of the best acts there, ranging from Paul McCartney to Take That to Spice Girls. Absolutely. Wrong way. Here we go. And then we had the Cauldron. The Cauldron was a fantastic piece of engineering, designed by Thomas Heathwick. That's easy to say, isn't it? Designed by Thomas Heathwick, an English designer born in 1970s, educated in Sevenoaks, I might say, down in Kent, near where I live. And he formed the Heathwick Studios in London, and he employs 60 staff. So another great bit of British engineering. And it was built, for those of you, sorry, I'll go back. And it was built in Yorkshire. Thomas Heathwick also built this, designed this. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's the cathedral, which was the in the Shanghai Expo in 2010, and I visited that. That is huge. You can see the people here. It's huge. It's a 6-story building made out of glass tubes with seeds in the end of it. And I visited that in Shanghai in the pouring rain. Met David Beckham and a lot of other Chinese people that were there as well. The place was heaving, absolutely heaving, but it was pouring with rain. So the Cauldron, manufactured in Yorkshire, just outside Harrogate, a company called Stage 1. I urge you to look at this company, amazing business. There are 204 copper petals on there, signifying each nation that took part in the Olympics. And at the close of the Olympics, each nation will get to take one of these copper petals home with them. Go and have a look at this company, it's amazing. The website tells a great story of all the projects they're involved in, some scenery, some small projects. If you look at the videos on there, the enthusiasm from the directors and the MDs and the staff there, it's a global business. It's a fantastic business. They have relationships in Australia and they're selling stuff across the world. And in fact, the gas for the torch was, the gas turbines and the mechanism was supplied by an Australian company as part of the JV with Stage 1. The torch, again, designed in London, Edward Barber and Jay Osgoody, manufactured by Premier Sheet Metals in Coventry, and the design firm just outside Basildon. And quite interesting, the torch. There was 8,000 of these torches made from 3 sheets of high-grade aluminium. Weight 800 grams, 80 centimetres long. They were designed to be light because a lot of children and elderly people were going to carry these things. And they had 8,000 holes laser cut into the materials before they were formed. And they travelled 8,000 miles. The medal table, I think we all know the story here. I mean, it's the best haul of medals in 104 years, so a terrific success for our country. And the gold medals, also designed by a Londoner, David Watkins, and they're made in the Royal Mint in Wales. And David Watkins, for those of you who don't know, he's quite a famous jewellery designer. He's retired now. He came out of retirement to design this, and he was a professor at Goldsmiths University. Some facts there about the gold medal. Lots of winners, we know these guys, and for those of you who saw this guy on TV the other night, he just beat the cube as well as another little accolade he's got on the TV. The first person to beat the cube and won £250,000 for his chosen charity. These people are going to go on and become superstars. Money means medals. Sadly, that is the fact. The cold facts are, without the money, we wouldn't have the success. And the success dates back to John Major when he launched the lottery fund. And since then, money has been pouring in to the arts and the sports. So the lottery contributed 235 million to the Beijing Olympics and 264 million to the UK Games. To put that in perspective, in the Atlanta Games in '96, we didn't have any money and we only came away with 1 gold, and that was Stephen Redgrave. So this year, where did the money come from? The Games were funded 60% lottery, 40% from the UK taxpayer. So basically, it works out 80 pence per year, which I think is a small price to pay for the huge success that we've all just witnessed. And there was a further 7 million from corporate sponsors. The successes we've just witnessed in the last decade. Sorry, say it again. We've just witnessed one of the biggest successes in the last decade. We're a country locked in depression, industry is very hard for us at the moment, and yet we've pulled, I think, an almighty rabbit out of the hat. We have had such success, such enthusiasm, and people have been very, very upbeat. We've shared with the world our best musicians, performers, engineers, athletes, and our culture. You know, the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies, we've shared everything from Coronation Street to London taxis, Bentleys, MG cars, you name it, it was in there. Anything that you could think of that was British was engulfed and encapsulated in those ceremonies, which I think is a fantastic achievement. And I think the winners go far beyond just the athletes that pick the medals up. There are hundreds of businesses that have supplied materials and services that have enjoyed basically a recession-proof windfall. Able to have time for that?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
Good. We've witnessed a construction project on an unprecedented scale, and I've seen that now myself for the last few days. It's fantastic. The designers have won accolades that they will dine out on for years. They will use those accolades to win new contracts and win new business for their companies. We've created employment for young people, notwithstanding all the volunteers that were also there working. UK economy set to benefit by 16.5 billion from the Olympic effect. Believe it if you will. Our industry, as we all know, has been severely damaged over the past decade with a lack of support from government and the onslaught of products from low-cost-based countries in in the low-cost-based areas. We now seem to stabilise the hardcore, I believe, of around 30 PCB manufacturers, all battling out for the same work or the right work for their factories. I believe working together will make our industry stronger. There are many of us with different skill sets, different capabilities, and I think we should encourage a competition between us all to try to stop ourselves. Oh my God, sorry, pressing too many buttons there. There is no point in us all killing each other. There is enough capacity in the country for us all to share the work and work well together. And there is an opportunity now to keep the work in this country. The technologies are always changing. Some of the designers, I believe, now are becoming more like architects. Some of the boards that are being made in the industry now, we don't, in our company, definitely want to make. But there are companies out there that are building boards with huge risk and huge responsibilities. Companies we mentioned earlier, Graphic, Stevenage, Invitec, they're building boards with huge risk. There is a hell of a responsibility with the amount of components that are going on these boards. And Stevenage here tonight, I've had to pay Rob to come. I've allowed him to put a banner on, and they were going to bring some boards on display tonight, but they couldn't find any good ones to bring with them. But it's good to see Stevenage here. You know, it's a company that's had a lot of problems, and I think that it's good to see Rob here tonight with his company, and it's good to have Rob in the driving seat as MD of that business. Where is Rob? Hi, Rob. I need to see you later on, because I can now know that is you with my missus. So we'll have words later. And I saw you laughing, Steve, as well. And that just ain't right.
It's not clear.
It's not very clear, but there's a dog there. And he's got his tongue out. Everyone finished? Want to say it again?
No.
PCBs at the games. For sure, many of us have PCBs at the games. We might not know it, we're probably the unsung heroes there. But if the lights came on, the cables came down, the stages moved, there was sound coming out of the speakers, we must have done our job. There are circuit boards driving all of those mechanisms, all those clever engineering parts that are there. So we know at Spirit some of our boards were there and the lights did come on. I've got some examples on the next few slides. Here you can see LED lighting. We're making a lot of LED boards, and this company here is one of our customers, Dialight. For sure our boards were in that arena somewhere. This is an interesting one. These lights will remain on the Tower Bridge long after the Olympics, saving 40% of the energy costs of that bridge to be lit at night. I expect it to last 25 years. I hope their boards aren't in there. These wings, LEDs on aluminium poles, activated by a pressure switch on the handlebars. So branding, back to branding. Some of the sportsmen and women that we've seen can enjoy some huge success if they brand themselves properly and protect their brand. Mo Farah will become an overnight success. He's a happy chappy. He's very marketable. He's going to be all over Christmas gifts. He's going to have his own brand. As will Bradley Wiggins, as will Jessica Innes. We'll all be having sideburns soon. You know, these people will create fashion. They will be on cornflake boxes. They will be on toys, and they're going to make a fortune from their winnings. Companies, I believe, can also enjoy the same branding. You've got to protect your success, and you've got to keep it right all the time. One of the things I say, don't press the self-destruct button. I've been there myself. It's easy to do. You get close to it. Protect yourself from what I call the Gaza and the Amy Winehouse syndrome. It's easy to lose it. Have a plan. Protect your brand. Work together. Look for global opportunities. Think of the long game. The long game. The Olympics was a long game. Very, very long game. Lots of careful planning, and it all came together. Keep learning, keep training, keep practicing. But most of all, I think we need to be proud of our country and its cultures and take it with us wherever we go. That's me. Thank you. Not quite me. I'm cycling this weekend, 200 miles with Lee Lloyd. We're on a sponsored charity ride. I bought the bike about 4 weeks ago. As you can see, I'm fit and ready to go. Looking to raise money. My bike's over there. There's a bucket there. Please give some money for a very worthy charity. Again, it's sport related. It's about getting kids off the streets and into sport, and it's for faith and football. And Lee supported it very well last year. We're trying to do some good things this year. Thank you. That's me.